In this Viewpoint series on the future of transaction banking, we've heard how the payments industry is being reshaped by changes in client expectations, regulation and technology. We've also learnt about virtual cash management accounts and how distributed ledger technology is being adopted. In this last chapter, I'll catch up with Mark Buitenhek, Global Head of Transaction Services, to discuss the key takeaways from this series and the industry's future. What do you consider to be the most innovative market solutions in transaction banking today?
That's really a difficult question, because you can be extremely innovative, but if there's no client adoption, then it's going to be really difficult. To name a few, because if you look at the needs of treasurers and their CFOs, it has to do with making sure there's always cash available, there's visibility on it, etc. So in that sense, a development like virtual cash management, where you don't have any need to open multiple accounts and bring it all together, that is, I think, one of the things that's going to make the life of a corporate treasurer much more easy. But the same goes for an innovation where, for instance, reconciliation becomes much simpler and easier. Think about what's happening in the trade space. We all talk about the letters of credit that go across the world. It takes quite some time, bureaucratic, and there with blockchain, you can basically simplify that total customer journey. So I think it's not one innovation, there are multiple innovations, and they all have to do with reducing cost, reducing complexity, and increasing speed. But we can think about so many innovations at the same time. What I said, only if they're relevant for a corporate treasurer, then it makes sense.
And thinking ahead, how do you see the needs of treasurers changing in the next 5 to 10 years?
Well, actually I don't think that the needs of a treasurer will change dramatically. What I do think is that the way they're being fulfilled will change. So the needs to make sure that sufficient working capital, is cash available, to deal with the risks of the organization, that will remain. But the way we will fulfill them, but also that a corporate treasurer demands us to fulfill them, that will dramatically change. With new technologies, a lot of the issues that we're dealing with today, where are my payments, if you do an international payments, it takes 2 days, you need to follow that, etc. Those issues will be solved. Basically, everything will be, in principle, immediate. So you just click and the money is there. They got other things to deal with in a 24/7 economy. Today we're living in a 24/5 economy. Things stop during the weekend. That will be completely gone. And that means your liquidity position will completely differ. The way you get paid now also during the weekend. So that in that sense will change, but the essence will stay exactly the same.
And thinking more broadly, how will the customer experience or the customer journey evolve going forward?
A lot of the things that corporates now and treasurers now experiencing will be much more hassle-free, seamless, etc. So the basics, I think we'll be able to manage the basics in a much more efficient and seamless way. So it will evolve around other things. It will evolve around being able to give the best strategic advice based on the insights that you have, which means that you have to make sure that you have the relevant data, the relevant benchmarks to give that advice. We're inside of the company, we're now talking about a bionic banker of the future, which is a combination of a human being, but then equipped with all the relevant data to make sure that he's both data-led and he has the opportunity with his strategic insight and experience to give the right advice at the right time.
So against the backdrop of so many changes, what role will banks play? How must they adapt?
I think the banks will still play a crucial role in fulfilling the needs and playing a role in this industry. It's not just about transaction banking, it's also about lending, etc. So there are multiple areas where banks still will be active. What will change is that we'll move from a very closed shop type of approach to a more open way where we use external parties, or maybe also internal parties to combine our offering and enhance our experience towards customers. But we have to make sure, first and foremost, that whatever we deliver, whether it's built by external parties or third parties or whatever, really works for a customer. In the end, it's all about trust, and it's all about being there at the right time and the right moment.
Mark, thank you very much for sharing your insights.
Thank you.